I spent $1,000 to go on a meditation retreat led by Joe Dispenza in Los Angeles, but the real question was it worth it? For context, this was a progressive retreat, meaning it was 3 days long, the first day being a keynote, and day 2 and 3 focused on education as well as meditation. For me personally, I've tried out a bunch of different meditations over the last 5 years, being very inconsistent on and off. I've tried the apps like Headspace and Calm. I've also looked into Buddhism, Joe Dispenza, obviously, and so forth. And maybe because I was so inconsistent and I kept jumping from meditation to meditation, I never felt the benefits. But as I looked deeper into Joe Dispenza's retreats, I saw people were having spontaneous healings, mystical experience, all just from a week of meditation. And I thought to myself, if they can do it, why can't I? So I made a decision to go, and here's what I learned. Number one, I realized that the content Joe was teaching at his retreats were the exact same as the content I had learned from his books and podcasts. However, although the knowledge was the same, the experience was completely different. The way Joe Dispenza conducts his retreats is he'll teach a lesson and he'll ask us to communicate it to the person next to us so that we're really solidifying our understanding of the concept. This is crucial because nerve cells that fire together wire together, and if you can understand the why, the how is going to get so much easier. I think it was probably due to that and the fact that it was a community of like minded people, but I definitely felt a lot more motivated in my meditations. What was also helpful is seeing things happen in real time. Being at the retreat, I got to meet a lot of people from across the world, and they would share their stories of transformation. I was sitting next to a lady that was telling me that she was having difficulty getting pregnant, but the moment she started doing Joe Dispenza's meditation retreats, she immediately got pregnant. It was also extremely helpful to see Joe do demonstrations of particular meditations. What was helpful was seeing Joe bring up 5 or 6 people to do the Kundalini breath. I got to see them go through the entire motion and truly understand how the breath goes. It was also a wild sight because some people were shaking uncontrollably and a few others also passed out and fainted, so it was interesting to see the impact that the breath can have on you. I also think being a part of the environment that I was in, I had the best meditations I've ever had at that retreat. I truly felt a lot of the elevated emotions, mystical experiences that people talk about in meditations. And I think my biggest takeaway was that by the end of the retreat, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to meditate consistently every single day. And in that respect, I've been able to hold that promise to myself, which is one of the biggest things and reasons as to why I think the retreat was helpful and beneficial to me. So if I could go back and change things, I probably wouldn't. I would still go back to that retreat. It was still very helpful despite the fact that the things I had learned weren't too different. It gave me a level of energy and understanding that I didn't have earlier. At the end of the day, you don't need a meditation retreat for you to find the magic in meditation. All you need is consistency and the willpower to continue, and eventually you'll find yourself where you want to be.